Good afternoon. It's Saturday, November 22nd, and this is the second black Tupelo bow. Okay, it's the afternoon now. I snuck out of the house this morning early in the garage, and I shaped up these. I added antler tips, deer antler tips to this, and they were kind of thick. And what I do is I put it on the belt sander and I roll it like this here and take it down, and I brought them down to a nice level. I think they look pretty good. Then I put string grooves in. I cut string grooves in. And the reason I did this early in the garage was it was raining out, drizzling this morning, and I wanted to get this done. I had to help. I had to process my son's deer with him today. We vacuum packed it, and now it's the afternoon. He's hunting again, trying to get another one, and I got this morning with the grooves on. I went in between the raindrops, and I got it flexing a little bit, and took a little bit of the low spots and high spots. I got it bending pretty nice now. So I just wanted to show you the deer antler tips, the string grooves. I'll show you where the tillering marks are. I went down a ½ inch from the string groove. Here's where the fade out marks are. These are the tillering marks. There's a center mark, just for a reference to see how far it's bending. And we're going to go over and tiller this today. I'm going to see how far I can get it bending today. Okay, you see the nice back set we got. We're going to go down just a little below level again. It's kind of heavy yet. Okay, we got a yardstick, and we're going to put it on our tillering marks, and we're going to check out the bend. Now, I told you I went out a couple times in between the raindrops, and I got a really nice bend still going on here. Let me see how far it's actually going down. Just a hair more than a ½ inch. Let's check out over here, see how well I did over here. I think over here needs a little bit more. Okay, if you look at it, we got a nice bend, and if you look, you could see maybe from here to here, there's a dip. It goes down. So we're going to remove some material from that dip. And over here, we got 5/8. So 5/8 over there. And about a half over here. All right, this is what I'm thinking is the top limb, because I ran this string along and it favored this side. So this is going to be where the cutout is, I think, and that could change. I'm going to remove material, and we're going to see, come back and we'll check it. Once again, don't look at the siding in reference to this, because the ground's uneven. This post moves, okay? I'm got the back of the riser level with the column, the post. Okay, we're down to what I'm going to say is like number 16 here, and it's just a reference because it's a long string, and we're going to see how I did. And like I said earlier, in between the raindrops, I started this process, so I made about 4 or 5 trips back and forth to get it fairly level this morning. So let's see what we got here now after removing the material. This top limb was bending a little more, so I took a few extra strokes off. We got about 3/4 here. See what we got over here. And that bend is what I was looking at. The bend is perfect. Okay, look, see the bend is perfect over here too. We took care of that low spot. See what we got. We got 3/4 over here too. So now we're going to go down another inch. And the only reason we're going to stop is if I think it's too heavy. So let's go down another inch, flex a little bit. Okay, let's go down 1 more inch. Let's see what it looks like. See if anything jumps out. Look at this perfect bend we got. Absolutely perfect. See if anything jumps out here. And we got a perfect bend there too. And what I'm going to do now is, just to get an idea, a rough idea what kind of weight I got going on, I'm going to pull down to the top of this X mark here, which is about 19 and a half. The string is at about 19 and a half. I'm going to pull down to 19 and a half with the loose string and see how many pounds it is, so I know what I'm dealing with. Okay, got 49 pounds, so we got to remove a little more material. That's why I wanted to check it out. We don't have it anywhere near a string, where a string's going to go. Let me put it back down here and show you. You know, we got to put a string on here. Okay, so we got quite a ways to go. So I'm going to remove even strokes on both limbs, and what I would tell you to do if you don't have power tools is mark it with a pencil and sand it off with 60 grit sandpaper, and repeat that process over and over again, and keep on checking it to make sure they're balanced and even. And if it takes you 2 days, it takes you 2 days, but you know, you won't remove too much material and have a kiddie bow. I removed 30 strokes on each limb, and what I do now is I got 100 grit or 120, whatever I grab, and I make sure that the belly, the part that faces your belly, the edges are round. Okay, I rub off a few strokes on the edges. This way there's no splintering. Okay, we're going to pull it down and check out make sure it's bending even, number one, and then we're going to check the weight again. Going to flex it a little bit. And we're going to check out the bend. About 18. Even taking off 30 strokes with that belt sander, I tried to do it evenly. We got to check it to see if there's something that pops up. And if you look, there's a perfect bend. Okay, we got a perfect bend going on. And we got, what do we got here? We got 1 1/16 inches. Let's check out the bend over here. We got a perfect bend going on here too. It's harder to do this and get it on camera, because when you do it by yourself, you can hold it up with 2 hands and be done in 2 seconds. We got 1 1/16 inches here, so everything's even. Okay. Let me flex it a little bit and see how it feels. Down to that 18 and a half again. We're going to go down and see how many pounds it is at that 18 and a half. Okay. We got 42 at 18 and a half. Let me just check it again. We got 44. 44 at 18 and a half. So we got to remove some more material. And I'm going to try to have like a 45-pound bow. So we'll see how that works out. But we're nowhere near a string yet. Got to reduce a little bit more weight. This is a 40 grit belt that's worn a little bit. I put my hand down and I push and pull the bow back and forth through this, and hopefully while my hand puts pressure here, okay, the shape of the bow will ride along the belt and follow that curve, okay? That's the best way I can explain it, all right? So we're going to see how many pounds we got and how it looks. Every time you remove a bunch of material, you've got to check with the tillering marks to make sure that nothing jumps out, and then check the weight. Take care of the edges. I exercised the limbs a little bit, and we're going to see how this bend looks. And look, we maintained the beautiful bend. You can see the bend is absolutely beautiful, and we're at that like 18.5-inch mark, and we got it just about almost 1.1 inches. And let's see what we got over here. Yeah, that bend is perfect too. Good looking bend. It's bending. And we got 1.1 inches here. So I'm going to pull it down to this one more time and see what kind of weight I got. Okay, we got 39 pounds. We got 39 pounds at that 18.5. So I'm going to pull it down a little more. Here we are at about 20, and we're going to check the bend out. And at some point, something will jump out that it's not bending as much, or something needs to be changed a little bit. Okay, let's see what we got. We're going to try and pay attention to the slightest little details. It's good. It really is good. We got 1.25 inches at that 20.5. We got 1.25 inches. Let's look at this one here and check it out. Okay, now I see something here. Now when I look at this here, I see a little flat spot from here to here. Okay? Just a little bit of a flat spot from here to here. And we got 1.3 inches here. So let's see what we got. We got 1.3 inches over there, and I marked that flat spot. And this is going to be the top limb. You know, measure twice, cut once, you know that? We almost got 1.3 inches there. Okay, so we're going to remove some material from here to get it to bend a little more. And I'm just going to take a couple extra strokes off, because at the end, when we put a string on, we're going to want that top limb to bend about 1/4 inch more, okay? Because it's true. Somebody had mentioned it, that they always make their top limbs 1/4 inch to 1/2 inch more, all right? And might have been Ryan Gill. He says, because it always catches up. And I found on my own, he was absolutely right that they started to catch up. So let's see what we got here. Okay, we're going to touch it up, check it out, and then we're going to put a string on this. Okay, remove some material. Let's check out the bends. I removed a little bit more from the top. I wanted the top to be a little bit more because we're ready to put a string on. Okay. Okay, let's see what we got here. We got an inch and a half. And we got it even. It's an inch and a half. I'm going to look for a string and put it on. Because whenever you put a string on, for whatever reason, whether it's the riser, whatever it is, whenever you put a string on, you have to balance out the limbs. One will probably be bending more than the other, all right? But right now, doing this micro tillering, we're ensured that throughout the limb, the pressure is distributed equally throughout the bow, as not to cause a hinge or break, okay? But if you look, we're ready for that string. Let me go dig in my bag of strings and try to find one that works out. Okay, I grabbed the string and I strung it up, and I could tell it's a little heavy. And we got a 5-inch brace height, which is short. It's going to wind up at some point being 6. And we got from the tiller here, we got, let's see which one's the top limb. This is the top limb. We got 6 1/4. And we got 6 on this. We got 4 1/2. And we got 4 3/4. So we got that 1/4 inch positive up on top that we want. Okay, look at it. Okay, so now what we're going to do is something I just started doing now recently, is shooting this in. So I'm going to pull it back a little just to see, exercise it a little bit. And I can tell I got the right side for the top limb. As you pull back, it should want to turn into your hand. If it turns away, then you got the wrong top. All right, let's see. I'm going to pull it down a little on the tillering stick and use the yard stick and see what it looks like. Let's see. You can look with me. Oh, we can see a nice bend. You see the nice bend we got? So it's bending perfect. What we're going to do is put the scale on. Let me put the scale on and see what we got as a weight. We're going to pull it down a little bit, and we don't want to go over. We don't want to go too much over. Our goal is 48, but even if it's 50, I'll shoot it in a little and take some material down later. Let's see what we got. We got 45 at 25. We got to go down to 26 1/2. So what we're going to do is we're going to take this in the back and we'll do a little shoot, and we're going to shoot it in a little bit. All right, we're in the backyard. I got some 500 Legacies with 125 grain tips, and we're going to short draw it, and the purpose is to get the limbs utes to flexing, okay? So we don't have any catastrophic failures, okay? So we're going to just gently pull back, short draw it, okay? Wow, it hits with authority. So let's see. Once again, I'm nowhere near anchor, and I'm leaning it over a little more because we don't have a shelf. It's a big block of wood there. We're just getting this used to flexing. Not bad, not bad. I'm going to shoot it some more. I'm not going to bore you with me shooting at this until I get it close to my draw length. Once we shoot it in, I got this pulling back to my draw length now. The other thing is I increase the brace height a little. It's 5 1/2, and then the way I shape the riser, it'll be at least 5 3/4. And as we check the tillering marks, because as we're shooting it in and the fibers are compressing and flexing and getting used to the being pulled back, and we still have that 1/4 inch positive tiller up top. So I'm just going to show you, I'm going to shoot a couple of these at my draw length. We're going to go shape the riser, cut a shelf out in it. Once you cut the shelves in these and it's shooting closer to center, it's a pleasure. Still a little heavy for me. Still a little heavy. But I'd rather have it a little heavy at first until I shoot it for a while. Okay, let's see. We're not looking for groups, so, but you can see I'm grouping pretty good down there. So that's not the purpose of this. The purpose of this is to get the wood used to exercising, checking the tiller to see that it maintained the tiller. And now we're going to see how heavy this is. And I really don't trust these things 100% either. I had 3 different ones and 3 different measurements. Okay, so let's see what we got. £53. I got 53 pounds. So we're going to go out, we're going to shape this riser up, and then we're going to check the tiller, and maybe then at that point I'll remove a few strokes to lighten it up a little, because I have that tear in the rotator cuff. I can't be shooting 50-pound bows anymore. You know, 45 to 47, I can get away with that. So, you know, the straw that broke the camel's back, you got to be careful you don't hurt yourself when you get older. So look at it, looks good, right? Let's go shape it up. Take a look. I shaped the riser. It's got a 6 1/4 inch brace height. It's cut to center. Right? Looks beautiful, right? Looks good. See how it shoots though, okay? I just found a different string and I just checked it out by eye, and the knock seems okay. It should hit. So let me see. That bear's about 10 yards. And I pulled it back, exercised it after I removed some weight. It's 46 at my 26.5 inch draw, just because I don't want to hurt my shoulder, okay? So here we go. Let's see. Bear's about 10 yards. Okay. If they hit a little to the right, it's because there's no pad on it, okay? That's my excuse, and I'm sticking to it. Okay, that deer over there is 15. See if you can see me. I'll move it over a little bit. Okay. That deer in the back over there is 25. Let's see how that hits. And these are the same arrows I shot before, the 500 spine Legacies with 125 grain tip. I'm not sure the length. Okay, here we go. Let's see. 25 yards. Try to be the shooting machine. Keep your hand up on target and against your face when you release. Oh, my shoulder thanks me for removing that material. All right, so let's see what we got here. It shoots great. Did I bring a tape measure out with me? No, I didn't bring a tape measure out with me, but I did bring the scale. Let's see what we got here. See if it registers. All right, we got like 47 pounds, okay? So that's fine. 47 pounds. Let's go check out those arrows, all right? And like I said, you know, I got to put a little pad on there. Let's check it out. Well, I gave you the wrong distance with that back target. That's 10. That's 15. And that's 20. I just love the way these bows shoot with a shelf in it and a grip. So anyway, that's my black Tupelo bow. The second one, I got to the weight I wanted, and a little more positive tiller on top. Very happy with the way it's shooting. So that's the end of this video. Thanks for watching. Every day you get up is a great day. Make the best of it. Life's short. If you don't know how to shoot a bow, find an instructor, somebody. I give classes, but out here in Long Island, find somebody to teach you, and it's good therapy. When you got all your stresses at work and you come home, or whatever's bothering you in life, and you start focusing, you have to be a shooting machine. Keep your arm up, your hand against your face, don't drop your arm, and you start focusing to hit the target. And the more and more you hit the target, whatever problems you had during the day, they dissipate because you're focused on shooting. String therapy. Okay, give it a shot. Right? You guys that have been shooting for a long time, mentor somebody. Get some young kid and teach them how to shoot. All right? Thanks for watching.